Hey everybody, welcome back. Here we are, our second playthrough of Ambush Victory Games 1983, second scenario. Advance on Chusul. As we kind of left off last time, we were just starting to move our squad forward and kind of made the decision that we were going to cut underneath the bridge and come down this way and get up on the hill and lay down some fire bases to cut. Yeah, that's the plan anyway. So we know how no plan ever survives first contact. So, yeah, we're still in operations. We haven't got to action round yet. We're still in condition 1. We don't have any sightings yet. Nope, all the German bad guys are still out there, just waiting for us to step out and stick our necks out so they can chop it off. And that's got me really, really nervous. So, anyways, let's go ahead and continue playing. I think since I am going to be shifting everybody, I want to get everybody as much down here by this bridge before I make the push. So let's go ahead and take these guys, move them into G11, check our handy dandy little cartridge viewer, and G11 is none. That's good, we like that. Move those guys into F9. F9 is S2116. We have had S2116 before, but it's been a couple, 3 days, and I don't remember the exact details of it, so let's go to 116. Ooh, roll a dice. 116, roll a dice. So let's roll a dice. We've got a 3, 0 to 2, 3 to 8. Conduct activation check at -2. If successful, C148. So the activation check is 0 to 1 at this point. -2 obviously takes it to -1, but a 0 always succeeds, and that's a 9. That's not. So no event, nothing happens, and we continue on. So let's go ahead and move those guys into G10. I think G10 is the same thing. No, S2, 112. Not 116 this time, 112. Let's see, 112. Roll a dice. Okay, ooh, it's a 0. Conduct an activation check +2. So activation is 0 to 1. We'll go 2, 3. 3. Uh-oh, we got it. We finally got something. If successful, C137. Oh, yeah, now we're going to start getting in the shit. Now we're going to start stepping in it. What was that? 137? Yeah, 137. Okay, here we go. 137. Let's see if we can see it. S2. Okay, so since we are actually seeing the S2, and since this event is occurring, we are going to be marking off S2 on our sheet. So any more S2s that come up for this mission, we ignore. German sniper in K7 activated. Put German 2 in the hex crouching. Commence rounds. German advantage. Ooh, German 2 reserves 2 rounds or 2 turns this round. Wow. Okay. So we've got a German sniper in K7, and it is sniper. Put German 2. So what that means is we have to look through all of our cards of Germans and try to find German 2, which is right there. There we go, German 2, bolt action rifle, scope. Again, I don't think that's a Kar 98. That looks like a Gewehr 43, but, you know, whatever, which wasn't a bolt action. Okay, on first turn, use 802 unless special condition A is in effect, in which case roll. So we're going to have to remember that. All right, so now that we've got the card up, what does that mean? Well, we're going to have to find German N, because that's the marker number to what the actual counter is. And the other card that the other counter we're going to have to get out is the initiative marker, which is 5 balls. All right, so let me dig into my Germans real quick. Dump them out here. Find German N. There's that. And try to find his initiative marker. Probably just keep these off to the side because I have a feeling I'll be digging for more of them. All right, so what else do we have to worry about on here? All right, right here, +2 victory points. So since he got activated, that gives us 2 victory points. So So we got 2 victory points, 2, and that was sighting 2. So sighting 2 gets marked off just like so. So if we come across any more sighting 2s, we don't have to worry about following it because that sighting has already occurred. And okay, it plays German 2 in K7. So where is K7? K7. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, that's balls. That's not good. So he is crouching, so we put him crouching down. And since his initiative is 5, it is going to go into, let's see if I can kind of get a look at the initiative track over here, which is kind of the heart of the action rounds. So he's got an initiative 5, so he'll go in the 5 column, and the paragraph book says he gets 2 turns this turn, and the Germans have advantage, and basically what that means is the game kind of goes off of what, your initiative number coincides with whatever activation number you roll, and that kind of determines your initiative. But there's one side who has advantage, one side has disadvantage. Advantage will always go before disadvantage, 2-turn person will go before 1-turn person, so on and so forth, yada yada yada. Quick and dirty explanation of it. I don't want to get too deep into it. However, it does say, what does it say? Okay, commence rounds. So that means we are now in rounds, which means we're no longer in operations, we're in actions. So what does that mean? At the beginning of every action round, you roll 1d10 for each side to determine what the action number is, and then that'll be what their position in the turn track is, depending on who has advantage, who doesn't have advantage. Paragraph already said Germans have advantage, so we already know that. So, and since there's only one German on the board, we know we only have to roll for the Americans. So we've got a 4. So what we need to do, since we know we're disadvantaged, we need to take all the Americans and place them where they're going to be in the disadvantage depending on their initiative. So, for example, our initiative 4A, 4 is a 1-turn disadvantage because we already know the Americans are disadvantaged, so that'll go there. 3s will get to go here. Uh-oh, and that number's red. We'll get to that in a little bit. 2s go here. Oops, they're disadvantaged. And 1s go here. All right. Yeah, and technically I do need to roll for the Germans because you need to know what their activation number is. And that's I should probably zoom back out. All right, so it's a 7. We have this handy dandy German action track number 7. This is useful because it also reminds you, will also let you know what number to look at when you're looking at their card for their action. All right, so, but we have a couple issues here. We have a couple of our guys that had red numbers on the initiative track. Now, for the red numbers, you ignore red numbers for the Germans, but for the Americans, it means a potential of them panicking. And what you have to do is you have to figure out what the grand total initiative for everybody in their hex, and if their commander is within 2 hexes. Okay, so we got B and C. Let's start off with taking a look at where B and C is. G, F, H, and B. Okay, so B could panic, C could panic, and H could panic. Where's H? Okay, H is right there. All right, so you count up their initiative plus the initiative of anybody in their hex plus the initiative if they're within command radius, which is 2 spaces. And if the number is 5 or more, then they don't panic. So B is initiative 3, and he is stacked with H, whose initiative is 1, is 4, but they are within 2 hexes of their commander, which the command radius is 2 hexes. So we add the A's initiative as well, which is a 4, which brings us to a grand total of, 7. Higher than 5, B won't panic. Same thing with H. H won't panic. And what's the other one? C? C, yes. C is right here. C's initiative is 3. And E is 2. That's 5 right there. And they're within command radius of A, which is another 4, which brings it up to a 9. So nobody panics, which is a good thing. And I'm an idiot because I also totally forgot one complete thing. First thing of actions, you have to roll to see if the German who got activated, anybody who can see the unit that was activated has a chance of being able to act. These guys right here, B and H, cannot see over there. So we know B and H actually aren't going to be activated. So they're going to be in the unaware box. As we can see, zoom in right there. See, unaware, even though my camera can't really clarify zoom at that range. So since they can't see them, they don't have a chance to roll to see if they're even aware. So they're unaware, which means they're not going to be able to do anything. Now we need to find out. Oops, let's bring the camera back. Can the guys here potentially see him? Probably not. I think the now, yeah, it's going to clip it. So those guys, so D and F are not going to be aware either. So they go in unaware as well. A, can A see? Yeah, I'm going to say A can see that, or that's, okay, so those two stacks. So now we have to roll perception. Anybody who passes perception are actually going to be able to do an action. So we got A, his perception is a 7. So he's an 8, he failed, so A is not going to be doing anything. G, G's perception is a 2. Oh, he got a 1. G's actually going to be able to do something, so we'll leave G's counter on the initiative track. And then we got C and E. We got Cletus and Eugene. Cletus is a perception 5. He's a 9, he failed, and Eugene is perception 4. He rolled a 5 and failed. So basically, the only person who's actually aware of him is G. What the hell G is doing looking behind him at that is beyond me. And as we can see, I'm going to go ahead and put the initiative markers for all the other Americans because they're not aware in the unaware box. We are in rounds. It would start off. Already said that the German gets 2 rounds, and basically you just go from top to bottom. 2 turns advantage, 2 turns disadvantage, 1 turn advantage, 1 turn disadvantage, and then at the end we resolve anybody who panics. So with the Americans, as an American player, when you have a bunch of units in the same track, you can do them in whatever you want. For the Germans, you do it in alphabetical order. Well, for right now, there's only 1 German in the initiative track, so we don't have to worry about figuring out who goes first, because there's only 1 German. And we also know that it says on the card right here, on first turn, use 802 when the special condition is in effect. Special condition A is not in effect, in which case roll. So on the first turn, we use 802. So we go to the paragraph book, which is probably going to be taking best shot at closest target, because it's usually what snipers do. Okay, 802. Let's take a look. What does 802 say? Crouch, then conduct best fire at easiest target. Fall prone after fire if free stance change is available. That's you see 802 a lot. 802 is a common one that shows up. All right, so crouch. German's already crouching, so he doesn't need to crouch. So he hasn't used his free stance change yet. So you take best shot at easiest target. It's probably going to be A and G because they're in the stream. And whereas the other stack, those guys are in the brush. So let's go ahead and take a look at the combat modifiers chart. Stream. Yeah. There's no modifiers for the stream. Let's see. Clears. Oh, here it is. Stream. Okay. Standing. +1. Okay, that will be the best target. That'll be +1 for him to hit. All right, so what does that mean? So he's going to be shooting at either A or G. Roll randomly to determine. If there's more than 1 target, we'll go even odd for A and G. Even odd, so he's going to be firing at G, the only person who can see him. So take a look at his weapon skill. His weapon skill is +2, so he's going to get +2 to hit. And he gets +1 because it's shooting at someone who's standing up. So what all does that mean? Count out the range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we know he's using a bolt action with a scope on it. 6 is short range, which gives a base to hit of 5. His weapon skill, as we've already seen, is +2, so it's going to be a 7. And he's shooting at a target standing up in a stream is an 8. Oh, wow. 2. Yep, he hits. Now, what damage does he do? This could be bad. 0. Oh, thank God. Remember, 0 is a 0. It's not a 10. So bolt action scope rolled a 0. It's just going to be a panic. Okay, now there's something special about streams because normally, well, okay, so basically what that means right off the get-go is that G is going to go into panic mode, which drops him into the panic initiative. And there is something special about streams because when you panic, you go prone, but you can't go prone in a stream. I actually didn't think I'd be running into that, so let me take a look real quick. German actions, movement, terrain. Oh, that's line of sight. Okay, where is stream? Gonna have to pause this real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, I couldn't find anything in the rulebook, anything in the errata, anything on BGG about going prone in a stream. I could have swore I read it. I don't think you can, so I guess we're just going to have to kind of play it by ear. Alright, so anyways, the paragraph also stated that after he shot, the one thing I knew I was going to forget this, always got to check to see if the weapon jams before you shoot. It's pretty much either a 5% or a 10%. So bolt action, scope, jam, check, all that good stuff. I think the Germans roll for a jam check. Oh my God, I thought I played this through enough to to get it set in my mind. Let's check jamming real quick. Fire combat. Procedure 21. Because I know the Germans can only run out of ammo by a special event, but I think any one of them. Yeah, fairly certain. Yeah, either Americans or Germans. Alright, so we're just going to roll Ot 5 again. Black is the tens column. 36. Nope, no jam. Alright, so we shot. Yada, yada, yada. And it also said fall prone if he had a free stance change left, which he did because he started off in the kneeling position. So he'll go ahead and fall prone, which sucks. Okay, so now, since he did his action, he just slides down to the next either advantage or disadvantage. Since he was advantaged and he had 2 turns, he now slides down to one turn advantaged, which means he'll do his action again because there are no Americans that go after him. And again, on first turn, use 802 unless special condition A is in effect. Well, it's still the first turn, so condition A is still in effect, and we already know that is switch to kneeling position, which brings him from the prone position. Shoot at easiest target. Fall to prone if stance change is available. Now, each turn, you get 1 free stance change. If you want to do any stance changes beyond that, it requires movement points. But, so his free stance change last turn was from the crawl to the prone position. This turn, his free stance changes, because the paragraph said at the beginning, go in, or crouch, which he was in prone, now he's in crouch. That's his free stance change. So that means the paragraph, or the sentence at the end of the paragraph, fall into prone if free stance change is still available, isn't going to go into effect because he used his free stance change this turn to go from prone to kneeling. So, again, shoot at easiest target. It's either going to be A or G. I got lucky last time. I'm not going to get so lucky this time. All right, roll for jam. 64, nope. Even odd if he's going to be shooting at A or G. He's going to be shooting at G again. We already know his to hit is like an 8. 3, that's a hit. Effect, 9. Oh, crap. That's a bullet through the brain pan. Yeah, that's a flat-out kill. G dies. So we'll go ahead and put the KA marker there as he slips underneath the waves from bullet crossing right between his eyes. That's not a good way to start off the mission. Alright, so what does that mean? Poor guys. Alright, so I've already lost a guy, so that's -2 victory points. Not a good way to start off the mission. But fortunately, it was one of my lower level guys. It was Gilbert. And it was one campaign point. He was one squad point, so not that big a loss. And so now that he's dead, we'll take his initiative marker and stick it in the inactive because, well, he's inactive. He's dead. And since he's done, it goes into the complete. All right, now, end of the turn, go back up to the top. There's still German on the map, so we don't go into action, or we don't go into operations. We're still in actions. Now, everybody gets to roll to see if they're aware of the German that just blew Gilbert's brains all over the squad leader, Arthur. So, everybody gets a chance to roll. So it's going to be everybody except for G because no one knows there. So, Arthur is a perception 7. All right, he knows, so he'll just go ahead and move his counter up into inactive or into complete because we haven't rolled for initiative for anything. Buckley has got a 5. He's got it. So there's that. Is that B or yeah, B? Cletus is a perception 5. He fails. Darren is a perception 3. He fails. Eugene, perception 4. He fails. Francis, perception 3. He makes it, so Francis will get to do something. Go ahead and put that there. Gilbert's dead, and Huckleberry is perception 1. He doesn't make it. He doesn't know what's going on. All right, so we got 3 guys, 3 of our guys that could potentially do something. Now, next turn, which will be the third action round, everybody will finally be aware. They'll finally hear in the shots, what's going on, George? All right, so now what does this mean? Everybody's complete. The Germans haven't shown up. They haven't been told to be put on the tracker anywhere. Go ahead and now we go ahead and roll initiative dice. Again, black for the Germans, red for the Americans. All right, so whoever rolls highest gets advantage. So Americans rolled 3, they'll get the advantage. Germans rolled 2, they didn't get the advantage. Now you also, since it's the activation number, go ahead and put the 2 for the German activation number track. This will become important this turn because this will be past the first turn. We'll be past the special rules of the sniper. All right. So, but the Amis got 3. So 3. Okay, the German got 2. Now, it is possible to have the advantage, but still end up going after a German who has a disadvantage. All depends on where the initiative numbers track. So he rolled a 2. The Germans rolled a 2, so that'll be on the 1-turn disadvantage. It's possible he could have got the 2-turn disadvantage, which means he'd have gone before the Americans. Let's see, B3. I'll be right there. And F. All right, so F is actually 2 turns. However, that's a red number, so that means there's a chance of panic. Let's go take a look where Francis is at. Where is Francis right now? Okay, so there's Francis. And, yeah, we know he's got plenty of command to be able to get his 5 initiative to not panic. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at Francis, Buckley and Arthur, A, B, and F. Where's A, B, and F? Okay. Being able to do something. All right, so we look at our initiative track. Basically, Francis is the only one who can go in 2 turns. So what does Francis want to do? Does he want to try? Well, let's see what he's armed with. Francis is armed with a semi-automatic rifle. I already decided he can't see. Cover doesn't block line of sight, but woods do, or scrub does. That's bushes. We can move to here, but line of sight would more than likely be blocked. But he gets to go twice. So all right, let's go ahead and go 1, 2. All right, now technically we're still in rounds, so we still check the event card. So E12, he moved into E12. E12 is an event. 8 on the event chart is 161, which is, I think, the one that, if anybody can see the rubble or whatever that is behind the railroad house, which nobody can, so we'll go ahead and ignore that. And then go 2 more points, 2 movement points to go into D11. And that's nothing. And he'll take his free stance change to go to crouching. Now, he can now see the sniper, and since this is kind of a simplistic game, line of sight isn't what you would typically expect in a tactical game. Basically, these are considered gentle slopes, so you can kind of see over the slope that's next to you. The only time line of sight is blocked if you're on a hill is if there's something directly in front of the target you're going after. If there were woods here, if there was another building, that would block line of sight. You know, this brush wouldn't block line of sight. You know, there's no dead space behind. It's just now if someone was in, like, say H9, then the brush would block him from up here. Whoops. But yeah, he can see in right now, at least as far as I understand the rules. All right, so that was his initiative, and so he slips down to 1 turn advantage. So now I've got A, E, and F, or A, B, and F. Okay, and I can go in any order I want. A doesn't like standing in the river. He just watched someone get shot. So A is going to go ahead and move into here for 2 points and is going to take a free movement change. Should I snap fire? You know what? I think I'll snap fire. If you can do a snap fire, which makes it harder to hit than a normal than an aim shot, but you can only move. You can do a half move and then an aim shot. So it's 2 movement points to move into there. I'll do the free stance change, which doesn't have any effect on anything, which puts me into the crouching position, and then I'll snap fire at N, and I probably won't hit him. So first thing we got to do is check to see if the gun jams. It's a 21, so that's not going to be a jam. So now he's got a submachine gun. Crap. Submachine gun at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hexes. And SMG at 5 hexes is going to be medium range. So that's going to be a 4. I've got a weapon skill of 1, which makes it a 5. Snapshot is a -2. It's going to make it a 3. And I'm going to be firing at an aperture, basically firing through that window, which is going to be through aperture, adjacent to fire, or no aperture, not adjacent, and he's crouching, so it's going to be a -4. Ugh. So, but again, always, 0 always hits. Could happen. No, it doesn't. Now, for the Americans, every time you shoot, you have to roll to see if you run out of ammo. And again, that all depends on what weapon you're firing. So machine gun, out of ammo chance, 50%. Oops, you can't see that. Submachine gun, 50% out of ammo. So roll for out of ammo. 20. Yep, so he's going to run out of ammo. He's going to burn off one of his clips. Magazines. So I'm just going to go ahead and erase one of his SMGs off of his ammo. So he's down to 3. Alright, so that was A. So now we're going to have Francis, who's up on this hill and can see into that building. So Francis, he's got a semi-automatic. His weapon skills is 0. What's the range? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Semi-auto rifle, range 8 is medium range. It's going to be 4. It's going to be -4 because he's shooting into a building or through an aperture. So yeah, he's going to... Okay, first of all, see if the weapon jams. 97 does not jam. It's going to need a 0. Hey, what do you know? I don't get that lucky. Of course, what'll happen now is I'll roll a panic or something silly like that. So we roll for effect under semi-automatic rifle. It's a 1, of course. 1 in 10 chance of me hitting, and all I get is a 1, which is a panic. Poopiness. So, what does that mean? Well, when you panic, you automatically go prone, and your counter is automatically shifted to the complete. Well, actually, shifted to the panic. Do you drop prone now? I don't think you drop prone now. Just go to the panic. Okay, yeah, I don't think you drop prone yet, but it does go to the your initiative marker does go into the panic bar, so panic takes place at the end of the turn, which now leaves B. What is B gonna do? What is Buckley gonna do? He's all the way back here. I don't want to move him back that way because I really don't want many of my guys mucking about with that sniper. So I have the option of going back, pulling more of my guys back to try to deal with the sniper, or sending a few of my guys to continue advancing on. Yeah, split up the group. That's not a good idea. We're probably not going to do that. B, he's a commander. So if someone was within his command range, he can give his action to them. However, I don't think he can give his action to an unaware person, and really, you know, H and D are the only 2 that are in his command range. F is too far out. So it looks like he's going to be passing, not doing much of anything. All right, so now it's the 3rd action, or it's the 3rd turn. Now everybody is aware except for Gilbert, who's singing with the angels right now. Okay, so, or it's not the end of the turn yet. We still have panic to do. So he was under a panic. He drops prone. Go ahead and put the prone marker on him. And that goes down to complete. Now it's the 3rd turn. All the Americans become complete. And so we just go ahead and roll the dice again for initiative. 6 and 6. All right, if you roll ties, Germans get the advantage. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. All right, 6 with some panic, and 6 with no panic. All right, so C and B could possibly panic. Okay, B and H is going to be B, and H is, B actually panics. Or no, yeah, because he's outside of the command range now. Remember, command range is only 2. So B and H together is only initiative 4. So B actually is going to panic. And he goes down into the panic. Goes down into the panic track. And C is the same way. Where is C? I think C is stacked with A. Yeah, C is stacked with A, so he's fine. He's completely good. So C stays right where it is. And as the Germans rolled a 6, we need to remember to mark the German action number track with a 6. And now we go into initiative rounds, which we start off with 2 turns, H and A. So let's see. H is back here with B. Yeah. All right, so H is back here with B, so I think I'm not going to have H do anything. But A is going to give his command. Now, what do we want to do? Do we want to try to storm that building? Or just continue firing at it, or maybe even throw grenades at it? You know what? I think A is going to throw a grenade. So go ahead and grenade. You don't have to roll for seeing if you run out of ammo. You kind of always run out of an ammo of a grenade when you toss a grenade. All right, so we're tossing a grenade. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 hexes with a grenade. Is going outside. Is going to be long range, which is going to be crap. No, that's not even worth it. We're not going to throw the grenade. And dude's prone. Balls. Yeah, with him being prone in the building, I don't even think I can hit him. Yeah, soldier prone, not adjacent, prohibited. Yeah, so Who do we have here? We got C and E. Who's got more grenades? Cletus or Eugene? Cletus has got 2 grenades. All right, we're going to go ahead, and this is one thing that the Allies can do. Okay, so H isn't doing anything, so we're going to go ahead, shift him down to the 1 turn from the 2 turn disadvantage. Cletus, or Arthur, is going to give his command. Basically, he's giving his turn to someone within his command range. And you know what? C is within his command range. Crap. Yeah, I'm going to have to do it. So C is going to be ordered to move. So, all right. So go ahead and move him into H9. And as before, we're still moving, so we still have to check the mission cartridge. So we're what? H9 is an S2. We've already hit S2. 2 movement points to move there is I9, which is an S2, which we've already done. J8 is 3 movement points, is S2, which we've already tripped. And Cletus has 4 movement points, so let's move him into J7. Oop, that's an event. Okay, so roll for an event. 2 Ot 11. Straight up 11 in the paragraph book for the event. Oh, great. Possible random artillery strike. Possible random artillery strike. Roll percentile dice, reading the lower is 10s, higher is 1s. Oh, this is no different than normal. Okay, if the dice result is 25 or less, well, let's go ahead and roll. Okay, so we're taking the lowest is the 10s and the highest, so that's an Ot 5. If the dice result is 25 or less, roll again, reading the dice the same way. If the second result is 19 or less, let's roll again. Yeah, I'd say so. It's an Ot 1. Use the 2 dice results together as the hex coordinate which the artillery hits. For example, if the first roll is a 13 and the second roll is an 18, oh, I see what they're doing. For example, the first roll is 13, second roll is an 18, hex 1318 is hit. Place a hex marker in the hex by the round. Well, that doesn't make any sense. First roll is a 13, oh, M18. Okay, so the first roll was a, oh god, what was the first roll? It was under a 25, it was a 19, I think. Or was it not 5? Not 5? 19? 19? Not 5? Crappy memory. We're going to go with, I think it was a not 5. So A, B, C, D, E, 1. So E1 is going to catch an artillery strike. Which I don't know if it's our side or their side doing the artillery strike. Someone's throwing shells this direction. So E1 is going to catch the artillery strike. And that's going to be way up there. All right. Interesting. Cool. Not really effective. But since it was an event that happened, I go ahead and put that event marker there. So there's no further events. And he will take his free stance change to go to crouch. You can only, pretty sure you can only, I don't think I can go prone. Can I go prone? For some reason I thought it was just one stance at a time. But how hard is it to actually just fall to the ground rather than going crouch? You know what? I think I can just change straight to whatever position I want. You'd think I'd have picked up on that earlier. We're coming on 25 minutes. Let me pause and check this real quick. Yep, it's a stance change. Anything they damn well please. So C is going to go ahead and fall prone. I don't know why I didn't pick that up the first time I was playing through when I was doing it solo. Anyway, so he's going to drop to prone. So Now, what does that leave us at? Now, this brings us to the German N, and it's kind of important what we rolled earlier for their initiative because that also becomes their activation number. Now, however, we have a special case in play. This doesn't happen very often, but case S comes into play whenever a German soldier is adjacent to or in the same hex as an American. So there's an American adjacent to him, so instead of using the normal conditions to roll on, which we would, we use case S. Now we also know we had a 6 as the initiative at the beginning number, so that's the number we look under. 6 under condition S special is paragraph 817. And if he says throw a grenade, I'm going to be really pissed. Because he does have a grenade. Yes, he does. It's going to hurt. 817. Okay, if a U.S. soldier is adjacent and grenade available, see 818. 818, crouch, then throw grenade at closest target. Fall prone after throwing if free stance change available. If no target available or nearest target is in the same hex, crouch. Crap. Alright, so he takes his free stance change to go to crouch. And now he throws the grenade. So, grenade, he's tossing it outside. Adjacent hex, flat up 6. But, let's see, apertures. Let's see. Nope, there's nothing for throwing it outside a window, just inside a window. So, adjacent hex is a 6. Is that adjusted by... Okay, -2 if throwing soldier is wounded, -3 throwing a non-adjacent, throwing target's weapon skill. His weapon skill's +2. Jesus. So 6, 7, 8. Oh, this is going... Oh, 9. So basically the grenade Ooh, we have to roll for scatter. Ooh, the grenade did not land in the right hex, so it scatters. So target hex, it actually could end up in his own hex. 6 through 9 will end up in his own hex. Ah, it's a 9. Let's take a look. Target hex, diagram A. If 6 to 9, if throw originates in this hex, the grenade lands in target hex. So basically, you know, he's throwing it. He rolled 6 to 9. It goes right back into his lap. That's a bad thing. Because I don't think... Because normally when you get a grenade thrown into your lap, you can make it... Okay, grenade scatter. When a grenade or a satchel strikes a hex, every aware soldier in that hex can make a special perception test. If the soldier successfully makes a check, says any turns remaining in the round. Okay, which he doesn't, because this was his only turn. So normally, if he had turns left, he could make a perception test of an 8 to throw the grenade back or out of the hex. However, since he used his turn to throw the grenade, and he is only on 1 turn advantage... Basically, him throwing the grenade was his action, which puts him to complete. He doesn't have any turns left, so he can't throw the grenade back. So the grenade, as he tried to throw it out the window, got caught on his sleeve or something, bounced off the windowsill, and landed right back in his lap. Okay, now we have to see if the grenade is a dud. Grenades and satchel charges, you check for dud after you've thrown them, not before you use them. Now watch this be a dud. Okay, 93. No, that's a well-made German hand grenade. And it is an inside, so we use the grenade inside chart of a 5, which is a wound. So it blows up in Hans's face and wounds him. Which, I believe, automatically puts him into the prone position. Check wounding real quick. Wound, 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 wound. Okay, soldier falls immediately prone. Alright, so he is prone. That is good. Okay, so it wasn't through my brilliant tactical leadership that has allowed me to get close enough to actually take out the sniper. It's the sniper's own ability to throw a grenade, which has gotten him in trouble. So, what do we got now? All right, so that was German advantage 1. Now it's America, or it was advantage 1, which was the Germans. Now it's disadvantage, which is basically everybody. So I think what we're going to have, C is going to take a free stance change to kneeling position. Now, does he want to toss a grenade? It's going to be a 6 adjacent. Only 4 possible modifiers. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Because I can just toss it. I can just lob it through the window. Hopefully I don't muck that roll up. Okay, there are only 4 possible modifiers. Throwing soldiers wounded. Throwing through a non-adjacent aperture where adjacent. Throwing into a target hex not in line of sight. It's in line of sight, and the throwing soldier's skill. So at adjacent hex is base 6 to hit. C's weapon skill is 0. Let's go ahead and mark off this grenade. So I could land the grenade in my own lap, but I need a 6 or less. 9, of course. And where does the grenade land? 8, which is right back in my own lap. Are you kidding me? Oh, God. Grenade goes off outside 4. 4 is only a panic for a grenade outside. All right. So, who is that? C, he'll panic himself by tossing the grenade, and it lands right back in his lap. Boy, this is Keystone Comedy Hour here, boys and girls. Wow, what the hell? Oh, and they're prone. Oh, everybody's prone. It's crap. Did not want to go this way. I wanted to go this way, but I'm gonna have to deal with a stupid German sniper. All right, well, let's go ahead. E is gonna move up. How many movement points has E got? E has got 4 movement points, so he'll basically, let's see. Yeah, it's going to be 1, 2, 3. We already know the events for there were the S2 events because we already looked at it earlier. So no need to check the cartridge again. And no event if I move into there. So let's go ahead and move into there. And free stance change to prone for him. All right, who was that? That was E. Remember what I said about no plan survives first contact? Wanted to go this way. Yeah, nobody is adjacent to him, can't shoot at him, so... Alright, A will move up. 1, 2, 3, 4, because we want him up there to cover any panic results. Now this one... Oops. Flip! Okay, so those 3 we know are S2 results on the mission cartridge. However, moving into K8, we haven't been in there yet, so let's check K8. K8 is sighting 2, which we've already got the sighting 2, so we don't have to worry about it. And he's going to fall prone as well. Alright, those 3 guys, I think those 3 guys should be able to take out the wounded German next time. So that was... Okay. So, A. So basically I've just got B who panicked. Where's B's? Where's B? Oh yeah, there it is. So yeah, it's just FD and H right now. Well, let's just go ahead and go. Let's stance change to move him to standing, because if you're crouching, you can only move 1 hex period. So 1, 2. I think cover's only 1. Yeah, cover's only 1. 1, 2, 3. And we'll go. Well, yeah, we'll go into there as well. No, stream is 2. Stream is 2. Yep, stream is 2, so I don't have the movement points to get there, so he'll go to crouching position. D is going to go 1, 2, And then we'll go into H13. I should not be doing this. I know I should not be splitting up my forces, but I want to try to get over here anyways. So we're moving into H13. We need to check H13. H13 is an S1. We have not have an S1 yet. It's S1 125. It's 125. Probably a machine gun is going to open up and kill me. 125. Activation, or roll a dice. What do we got? We got a 5 on 121. I think it's 121. Ah, see, I'm forgetting crap. H13. 125. Okay, 125. We rolled a 5, which is an activation check at -2. So again, activation is still 0, 1. 0 to 1 minus 2 is a -1, which means only a 0 is successful, so no activation check. So that's good there. So that's 1. What was D? He started out there. So 1. Let's go to I-14. Paragraph 140, no situational check, just a flat-up paragraph check. 140. 140. If S1 has occurred, conduct PC check. If successful, yeah, okay, S1 has not occurred. If S1 has not occurred, see 105. It's like a choose-your-own-adventure book. Okay, 105. Roll a dice. 7. Conduct an activation check -2. Again, we're still at activation, or we're still at condition 1, so it's going to be a 0. 0! You should not have closed the page. All right, successful. See, 155. All right, something bad is going to happen. S1. All right, so S1 occurs. So let's go ahead and mark off S1 on our sightings log so we don't have to worry about any future S1s. Let's see, where is it? Where is it? What was it? Check 155. Activate German 10 and hex J3 crouching. All right, so German 10. Pull out our German cards again and look for German 10. Which is another fucking sniper. God damn. Up with these snipers, I tell you, these things are killing me. So it's L, and his initiative is a 3, so I need to find German L. German L, and initiative 3, and he goes in hex J13, which is the hex I just walked right next to. Of course it is. All right, so since he just activated, there is a chance that he could still do something this round. I need to roll an activation number for him. There's still a possibility he can do something. So it's a 0, so that becomes the new activation number. And so he's L3, 0, which technically, since the Germans had advantage, that puts him now advantaged over the remaining Americans. But D gets to finish. I think D gets to finish that because that was 2 movement points. Oh, I gotta check that. Does that automatically kick into effect? German activation during rounds. During action rounds, there is a possibility that additional Germans may become activated. If activation occurs during a round, use the following procedure. Interrupt whatever is happening and place the newly activated German on the map in the stance indicated in the activation paragraph. Ignore those parts of the paragraph dealing with advantage and U.S. awareness. If the paragraph states that the German receives two turns, places AR in the 2-turn, using the current German advantage-disadvantage. If the activation paragraph does not specify that the German receives 2 turns, then roll a new German activation number and place newly activated. Okay, we did that using the current advantage-disadvantage. All right, well, I think D still gets to finish out his action. Maybe? Doesn't say anything that he doesn't. It says interrupt. You know, actually, since it does say interrupt and place him, I think the German will get to go first before D can continue his move. Before D can continue his action. So L, German L, he'll go ahead because since the Germans had advantage, but this we're under special condition S because the is of survival, or I guess that's what it is, and it's a die roll of 0. So here it is. On first turn, use 802. Well, there you go. Which I believe is take a shot at the closest, easiest target. What was that again? 802. 802. Crouch, then conduct best fire, closest target, fall prone after fire for each stance change is available, which means he's going to be firing at D. It's adjacent, so the base to hit is going to be 6. Weapon skill is 0. Darren is standing in the clear, so it's going to bump up to a 7 to hit. Let's see if the gun jams. Would love to see the gun jam. 83, gun does not jam. 7, that's a hit, and the effect is a 5 with a bolt action with a scope. I believe that's either a wound. Bolt action with a scope, 5. Oh, you're kidding me. 5's an incapacitated. God. Poopy. D is now incapacitated as well. Just like that. It's quick. Just like that. Dead. Kaputski. Alright, so he's going to go ahead and do his free stance change to prone. And that'll be his action. He'll be complete. So we still have H and F left to do. Blurg. Alright. Actually, H already... No, F. Yeah, F did. F got 2 actions, so he'll get a second action. Alright, so let's go ahead and go with H. Go 1 into H13. That's an S1's already happened. We'll go into I14, 13. I13 is 101, which I think is if S1 has occurred. It can conduct a PC check. Great. PCH. Let's see. His PC is a 1. 2. No, he failed. So, if successful, okay, wasn't successful. Can I toss a grenade? I think I can toss a grenade. I think I can move and toss a grenade. Let's see. Snap, aim, snap, throw, prepare and throw. Movement, move, snap, fire, move, charge, assault. No, but I can shoot. Can't toss a grenade, but I can shoot. So he'll snap fire. His weapon skill is -1. Great. But it's a semi-automatic rifle. Let's go ahead and roll for jam to see if the weapon jams before we even start figuring things out. 81 doesn't jam. Okay, so point blank range is going to be 6. His weapon skill is a -1, makes it a 5. And firing at a prone target through an adjacent aperture is a 3. So that actually brings it down to a 2. Oh, and snap fire 1, 0. So I need a 0. Nope, nothing. Run out of ammo. 95. Nope, don't run out of ammo. Oh, next, all that's left is F. Oh, and he'll take his free stance change to prone. F will take his free stance change to stand up. We'll go into G, whatever it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, but he wasn't able to do a stance change because, oops, he went from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, wasn't able to do a stance change because he used his free stance change to stand up, and I don't have any movement points left to crouch him. So that is where we are at the end of the action. So, but we also have C and B panicked. So B, when you panic, you fall prone. I can't believe I've run out of prone markers already. Dig into my bag. B goes prone, and C goes prone. So everybody's laying down on the job. Alrighty. And that's where we're at. I think we're over an hour now. I think it's a good place to cut it for now. Questions, comments, concerns, complaints, criticisms in the comment section. I'll see everybody next time. See ya!